All right. I know I showed you guys how the S189 build and gameplay works, but now I'm going to show you tier 10 match with the Balao. So coming in here, we know that we have, what we got here? Only 2 radar cruisers, 3 hydras I really have to worry about. Well, 4, including the Lucian. But very, very heavy target rich environment. As a sub, you want to see all battleships. Then you're a Sashio. Having battleships just means slow, easy moving targets to farm as much as you want. Let's see if this U-boat wants to have a little random wolf pack. Can't be a one-man wolf pack. This one-man wolf pack will become 2. Hey, that a boy. Let's see if we could put a little bit of a hurt on this team. The nice thing is if you could get another person as you're playing a sub to help you throw out random torpedoes, it really kind of confuses people where exactly you're coming from. Because if they're getting cross-torped, it's just not a good day for anybody. Well, good day for you if you're the sub player. Bad day for battleships. So seeing here, we got the Lucian, Yamato, Devastation. I believe the Monty comes over here too as well. Yep, there's Yamato. Both Yamatos. Now, lucky enough, there's only 2 DDs on their side. Yes, both their cruisers are radar cruisers. But the Salem already popped up and was spotted over between B and C line. Or B and C cap, rather. Don't know where that Petra is quite yet, but seeing if I could possibly bait his radar. I'm okay at this distance being radared or hydroed because I know their ASW can't reach here, and if you get just into their hydro or their ASW range, then you have plenty of time to switch directions, dive down, really add more space between you and where the drop's going to be. I'm gonna let him know I'm gonna go up the middle if he wants to go around back. It's kind of where he's going. I think he ends up turning in here though. He'll be here in a minute. But Devastation looking scrumptious. He is trying to back up. So since my detect on the Balao is 5.9 on surface, periscope's 2.2. It's best just to get ahead of that detect and minimize your detect a little bit lower. No reason to get accidentally spotted if you can help it. You'll see that I actually have the dummy torps, or the alternative torps, they're supposed to be called, loaded up. They only go 10 kilometers. They're a lot slower. Like if you look, they only go 72 knots, but they hit for almost 15,000 damage. These ones are a wee bit faster at 93 knots. I switched over to those because I wanted to make sure I could catch him on that turn. So I know he's kind of turning around. So I want to minimize the amount of time he has to react. And yeah, they aren't going to be the hardest hitting ones. But still taking him for, 34,000 plus floods. You see there, I switch from my alternate, or from my acoustic to my alternate. Now they're a little slower. He's flooding. So now I feel like I could use those back torps to do a little bit more damage. Got 2 on him. Somehow didn't get the kill, but the solution's here. The bad thing is he has 2 subs to try to go after, and we're both splitting away in different directions, so he's got to kind of figure out himself in his life, but he's also spotted to Lefty, which is our illusion. Lefty tough grip. He does something that you never see another there we go, 2 more hits and a flood. We got that super heal with Illusion, now hydroed. Lefty is being a full-fledged team player right now. And picking at that Lucian as he is trying to kind of drop some torps on us, or ASW. Lefty traded Lucian for Lucian, which not the greatest. Sort of like to keep my DD alive if I could have, but unfortunately, those torpedoes with him healing didn't knock him out. But now you see here, I do have the alternative torpedoes loaded for the Yami. He's got that good side armor for torps. Let's see, we'll send 6 out that way, or kick our butt turrets out, or butt torps. Well, the Monty. All 6 hit Yami. He's having a horrible day. Already had 140k damage. 177 now. Our Yami's able to pick off the rest of that Yami, and we have this Monty to go after now. I'm gonna slow it down. This is my D-Tex at 2.2 at periscope. Kind of want to slow it up to make sure that the torpedoes also have an arming distance, and 4 of these should be able to polish them off. Don't need to have all 6. Yes, I'm detected. It's able to get 1 ASW off, but it's not gonna matter. I had nobody else around me at that point, so I'll take this little perma flood for a minute. Go back up to the top and get my batteries recharged, since my batteries were completely drained at that point. So that was kind of a last ditch effort. Had to kill him to survive. Yeah, currently 24 torpedo hits at 215k damage. Now the only thing left for me to do on this side is cap A We are ahead by 110 points, but go ahead and slow that down. Got the Yami over here. The U-boat and Nishishimi on their team is on the opposite side. I don't know where the Balao is at. He has not been seen at all this entire game, so I'm guessing he's probably over there since I haven't seen him at all at A. He's most likely at C, butting around. But now I'm going to play Harass the Yamato. Yamato's a great ship. It hits hard, overpins everything, or overmatches everything, but always seems to be a favorite target of mine when I play in a sub, or my friends who are CV mains will play in a CV. It's like they're just there for damage farming. So I try to ping him as much as I can here so I can get him to DCP. Give DCPing, so see if he says most fires as possible for Ohio's secondaries to go off. There we go, we got permafire on him. One permafire. Capture the point. At this point, it's just an end game. Nothing left to do but let it time out. Kill the Yamato. I mean, our team has C handled pretty good with having 2 cruisers, a DD, and a battleship going after a sub and a... Yeah, here's where the Balao was at. I already had my acoustic torpedoes locked on the Yamato. So right here, I'm just trying to get the Balao to DCP. So hopefully... There you go. He'll get a permaflood, which he did. I was gonna ram him because it was in the match, and I mean, it would just be funny. Yeah, 2 torps out at the Yamato. And he beached himself. At this point, I'm really not trying to cause a flood on him because it's not going to matter with 4 torpedoes. He's got fire on him. Last hit. Shooting HE at the Ohio. Interesting. But he still ends up taking 2 more torpedoes and polished off for the rest of the match. I hear we're just counting up the points. But yeah, that's how the Balao do. Be sneaky. Know when to use your torps and switch them from either acoustic or alternative. Are you trying to get damage or are you trying to control an area? we'll see the total count here. 26 target hits with torpedoes, 2 kills, 220k damage. Go here. The Monty and the Devastation were the two biggest takeaways from that. Getting a super ship out of the game. Monty, very, very solid ship. Being up the other Yamato and getting rid of a DD. I mean, couldn't ask for a better game. So here we'll go over the build that I have for my Balao and the commander build. I did go with a full recommendation on here because I do like being able to turn as fast as I can. Being more maneuverable allows you to hit that ping with that 90 degree and just try to keep ASW off of you as best as possible. And yes, I have Halsey on my Balao. For no really particular reason other than I just use him as a point earner for the rest of my elite commander XP. But I'm huge into torpedo reload time being 15% extra because you're only reloading 2 tubes at a time. So any way to get that buffed up as fast as possible allows you to put more damage per minute out. With the same build as my S189, I do improve my battery capacity. I want to stay down as long as I can. Gets me out of danger. Allows me to sneak up a little better. With that, it is a -20 on the recharge, but I will counter that with a +25 over here, which really just gives me a +5% on the recharge. So it kind of negates me being down for or improve my battery life as much as possible. Adrenaline rush, always positive. Liquidator. I mean, any ways you can cause more floods on areas that you typically don't flood in is better than not having it. I do go with enhanced sonar because I do want that cooldown time being a little bit faster for when I'm trying to do some longer shots. I typically try not to make shots past 10 kilometers. My acoustics go out to 12, but that kind of gives you a little bit of a buffer if they want to turn out, especially with these torpedoes being as fast as they are. What was it, 92 knots, I believe? Or 93 knots, yeah. Or using the acoustics. So that kind of gives you a little bit of wiggle room if they try to turn out. You might be able to chase them down a little bit. And then the enlarged propeller shaft. So much needed. Extra 18% speed on surface or at periscope depth when your dive capacity is less than 50%, which will be more often than not. Mount that with another +5% with your ship speed with the flag, and you're sitting there at 23% on your ship's overall speed. Very useful for trying to dodge ASW as well, and just all around getting around the map. Other than that, I do like to try to use the alternative torpedoes more often. They're not that slow, still comparatively speaking. 72 knots are not that bad, and especially when they do, like I said, 15,000 damage, maximum damage per tube, or per torpedo, excuse me. While the acoustics maximum is 7,800. So, you know, double your damage. Kind of worth it. You want to be able to take out, especially if there's a cruiser, radar cruiser that you've managed to sneak up on, you want to get that thing out as fast as possible. So, completely worth it. But yeah, that's the Balao. Next up, I will do the U-boat and the Thrasher for tier 10. And kind of give a little bit of a difference of why each one plays in a little different aspect than the other. But for here, definitely it's a hunter-killer compared to the Thrasher, and you'll see why in the next episode. That's it for me, guys. If you need anything else, please let me know in the comments below. We'll also be doing the Carl Johan and some other interesting ships that are coming out in the pipeline. So stay tuned. Thank you for hanging out. Y'all have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're in the world. And as always, keep being good people. Until next time.